Welcome to Cambodia Business Week. Today we want to talk about coffee and franchising, and especially international franchising. Because franchising is a popular subject, we talk about it quite a bit, but between franchising being popular and coffee being popular, I think we got the right guy on today. So let me welcome Chin Sophia.
Yeah,
Not so bad.
that's great.
That guy. Okay. That's good. I think I have more trouble with Western names sometimes than I do with Khmer names. So Pierre is what we would call head of Costa. That's a pretty big position. He's the I guess he's in charge of the Costa franchise here. Costa franchise here is part of EFG,
Yeah,
which is Express Food Group, which also has Pizza Company, Dairy Queen, barbecue chicken,
yeah.
BBQ chicken they call it, right?
We call it BBQ because we also have barbecue plaza.
Right. So, okay, and we
Swensen's.
Swenson. So we don't hear too much about Swenson these days. Dairy Queen we hear a lot more about, but yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of campaigns.
Right. So Swenson's, and what else?
We have Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
All right. So all the American junk food that you could possibly want, which is very popular now in Cambodia, and EFG is part of what's RM Asia,
Yeah,
which also includes Ford.
yeah.
What else?
We have a lot of business for RMA Asia.
Right.
We do the automat too, especially it's about Ford and also Jaguar Range Rover, also under the RMA Cambodia. And we have also like the heavy equipment for the John Deere.
Right.
Yeah.
And you also have Common Khmer.
Common Command Rest.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So it's RM Asia is a huge company here. Sang is still the CEO, right? Right.
Yeah.
I know Sang when he was a kid, and now he's CEO. Yeah, 10 years ago he was the CEO, CFO, and now he's really grown up.
Because Asian guys always looks young.
Yeah. Well, he's not that young, but it's one of the companies here in Cambodia that have a Khmer CEO. That's a foreign company.
Yeah.
So he's done very well for himself. He's done a great job. So it's a huge company. The food group is an amazing presence here. There's no doubt about it. Pizza Company has made a huge mark here.
Yeah.
It was one of the real first fast food places in Cambodia, and it's just grown a loyal base. You go to Pizza Company on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday night and try to get a chair, right? It's just incredibly crowded. How many pizza companies do you have here?
Currently we just announced the new one in Kampong Cham, so the total is 25 stores
25. Wow.
nationwide.
So Amazon and you guys are going to fight for who has the most franchises.
Amazon has their own ambitions. We also
I think
have
they're up to
ours.
30 something Amazon. They're coming up everywhere.
Amazon, they just celebrate the 50 stores
50?
celebration. Yeah. And the winner of the lucky draw will go to Japan.
Oh, that's right. I was in Amazon yesterday. They opened one right next. Amazon's like they've got that Starbucks concept, right? Just be everywhere. Yeah.
They just had their own proposition in business.
Right. Yeah. So
And
they've opened up next to my building. So I enjoy my $2 coffee after I have my $4.50 coffee in the morning. So yeah, that's my afternoon coffee. So Pizza Company has made an amazing mark on Cambodia with really the salad bar and the pizzas and then the pastas.
Yeah, because
the
actually
calamari.
their best product for the pizza company is about pizza and also pasta.
Okay. And the salad bar challenge, right? Who can make the largest
Yeah.
salad? So I told Rami when Rami used to work for you guys that the way to get the salad bar to be smaller so people can't make it so big
Yeah.
is to cut those carrot sticks in half. And I see you guys owe me money because you guys eventually did that.
That's the reason why I noticed it too.
Yeah, I told Rami and saying, cut those carrot sticks in half because I noticed, like my wife used to make it with it, and you, if you cut them in half, you can't make it as big. So I think you guys owe me some money for that idea. I'm going to talk to Sang. All right. Well, anyway, so let's talk about Costa. When did Costa come to the market?
Actually, for the original Costa, it starts in 1971 in UK, so it is become the first and the big coffee chains in the UK, and also the number two in the world after
So
Starbucks.
Costa is number 2 after Starbucks.
After Starbucks.
I would have never thought. That's amazing. So like these places like Coffee Bean, which are sort of around, and Gloria Jeans, which
Yeah.
are sort of around. They're not as anywhere as sizable as you guys. Costa is really much bigger.
Yeah, and the Costa Cambodia, we have started since 2012. We start with the first flagship store at Bunking Kong, the one you have always been there. I see your face there.
My daughter loves the egg sandwiches in the morning. Yeah.
Okay. And until now, we have 3 stores in Phnom Penh. We have one in Bunking Kong, the first one. The second one is at PPIU, the
Right.
university, and the third one is at Eon Mall.
AM Mall has one. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, because there's obviously franchising is complicated because you tend to have a lot of stores, a lot of outlets, and when you do franchising as part of a master franchising deal, the master franchisor usually requires you to do many stores. Open up 1, then 3, then 5.
Yeah.
You guys have been a little slow. I mean, just having 3 stores in 5 years, as compared to if you look at Browns or
Yeah.
Coffee Bean. I mean, you guys only 3 stores. Why so slow?
Actually, it's come with its own reason. So what we are saying currently, because what we are seeing in the market is not really ready for us yet. But actually, what we have seen from the customer point of view, we are not just saying, oh, we are not open a new store because we don't want, but we also make king surveys from the customer point of view. If you see the market in Cambodia, we have a lot of coffee drinker, but not all of them are the real one. And the Costa have their own unique is the real coffee bean test. And if you have tested it, you will know the taste of the coffee. But for some Cambodian, we still have some challenges on the test because they used to drink the traditional coffee. Yeah, and which is similar to the other coffee chains. So what we are going to do currently before open the new store is we are trying to educate customer to drink the real coffee. So when the market is ready, we are more than ready to launch a new stores.
Okay. So coffee, we've had people on that had koi, and we've had a few people.
Many
coffee.
substitute
Right.
products.
So one of the things about Cambodia, obviously, is just the amount of, and I think it's not only Cambodia, it's everywhere. This coffee craze. I mean, there's so many coffee. Every time I see a business close down, I see a new coffee business.
Yeah.
I just passing today, and I think it's 3 or 4 new coffee, and the different brands I never heard of. But what this coffee craze? Why does everybody think that they need to open up a coffee shop somewhere? Is because Browns has been such a success story. We can't underestimate that. Starbucks came in, and people it's crap. I hate waiting online for coffee, right?
Yeah.
So to wait 10 minutes to get a cup of coffee and pay $5 is really annoying in Cambodia. But this is the case, with Starbucks. So why is everybody obsessed with believing that coffee cafes and coffee chains are the place to be in terms of a business?
Okay. Such an interesting question. Before start answering the question, I just share what I have inside for the coffee shop. You know what I have found in the internet currently? Currently we have like 500 store only in Phnom Penh for coffee shop.
Yeah, 500. It's crazy.
And some are franchising, some are local. And Brown actually they start since 2010. Brown is the one who educate people how to drink the Western coffee. And
I don't know. You're probably too young for this, but do you know who the first franchise here was?
Glory Chin, I think.
Fresco.
Oh.
If you really think way back, Fresco. There's a place called Fresco, which had a few stores. That was trying.
The owner is FCC.
That was FCC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fresco had Fresco was downstairs at FCC, and they had BKK. They had the old market, and Fresco was the place to get what was westernized type coffee.
Yeah,
but Fresco failed, which is quite amazing. And they were the first, but they failed. So it's not always being the first one. And then after that, Gloria Jeans came in, which, and then you guys kind of followed, and Browns came in 2010. You said, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think those guys like Gloria Jeans and Browns really were the the genesis of the beginning of the coffee craze here.
Yeah, I think this one is depend on the target market that they set, because like Fresco, maybe I haven't tested before, but I think maybe the proposition and the way that they
I could say it, right, because it's gone, right. I could say it. The coffee wasn't that good. That was they had some. I could say it. They had great ice cream. They had great sandwiches, but I mean the coffee was so. But that's where Westerners went. They wanted a good cup of coffee that was sort of close to what we were used to. We went to Fresco's.
And to answer to your question, why the coffee business is quite interesting, let me example or something. Even our Costa customer also interested in opening their own coffee store, and they try to attract our Costa barista in case that they want to join it. They seem just like coffee. It's just like something that we just pour the water and charge money from the customer, and they think that the cost of the coffee and the running the business is quite low comparing to the other. And also see the trend of Amazon, which is quite appealing to the public. Maybe they try to grab at least what percentage from Amazon or something.
I think Amazon's something to talk about because, well, let's learn a little bit more about Costa. So it's UK coffee chain, obviously brought in by EFG, which is your food group in RM Asia. How does EFG choose the franchises they want? Because this must be a difficult. I know Pizza Company was a no-brainer, because at the time when it was brought in, there wasn't really any fast food franchises. So it was a challenge. I mean, I think logistically it was a challenge to get the ingredients that was required fresh, and to keep up with because it's usually popular in Thailand.
Yeah.
Pizza Company. So it was always a challenge. As I think that's why you've seen a delay with Burger King coming in and some of the other chains, to get the ingredients that are necessary to deliver that standard product, which is very important for these brands globally, is to deliver a standard product.
Yeah.
So I can understand why it's taken so long for some of these food chains. We haven't seen McDonald's yet, for instance, right?
Yeah.
So, and my favorite, I'm still waiting for Subway to come, which is one of my, Subway's the largest franchise in the world.
Yeah. So
I'm still waiting. I love Subway. I wish it would come in.
I think they are waiting for the right time to come.
Yeah, but again, it's a logistic issue. I feel sometimes, and I won't particularly say any names, but sometimes we have a global name here that's a franchise, but knowing, I'm American, so most of these places come from the U.S. It just doesn't taste the same. It just doesn't have that same. It's important to keep that standardization, but sometimes it just doesn't taste the same. But for Costa, and I guess again credit to EFG when they brought in Pizza Company, because they did a great job bringing in Pizza Company, and it did deliver the franchise exactly as it was in Thailand.
Yeah.
What made you guys choose Costa as opposed to something else as a franchise? Because you could have chose any coffee franchise, right?
Yeah. Actually, we have like two things from our owner. The first thing is his personal preference, because he feel like very connected to Costa. And the first thing is about the history of Costa, if you know it. The Costa coffee bean is not just a coffee, but we provide the real coffee chains. So everything and everything.
What does that mean when you say I provide the real coffee?
The real coffee is we provide.
You're gonna get Gloria Jeans and Starbucks upset here,
what
is the real coffee that Starbucks doesn't have real coffee?
No, we are going to expose it to you now. Why the Costa is real coffee? Because Costa coffee bean, every process is handcraft. even starting from the growing the coffee bean until making a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Everything a
So
handcraft.
where do you get your coffee beans from?
We from many country, Brazil or something.
Colombia.
Yeah. We not only buying the coffee, but we also have the community there. We build school for them, and it seems just like Costa sharing love to the world. And more than that, why the Costa test is always unique because we have one guy called Mr. General Felix here. He is the one who could distinguish thousands of tests, and his tongue only is insured by the insurance of 10 million British pound just about his tongue, and he's the one who selected the coffee bean and makes it the coffee bean. So the test of coffee bean is really unsure about
Well,
the.
if you're the number 2 coffee chain in the world, his tongue's probably worth it. But then yeah, okay. So you chose Costa, which was a UK brand, and number 2 in the world, and you brought it to Cambodia. Was it a recognizable brand? Because I'm going to be honest. I mean, I knew Starbucks. I knew Gloria Jeans. I didn't really hear of Costa until you guys came here.
Yeah. This is.
And that's only because I've been in Asia a long time.
Yes.
So I haven't seen it in Asia.
It's also the challenge is not only Costa but every other brand. So what we are going to do, the business first is the brand awareness, and in case the customer don't know about our brand, it's quite challenges.
Yeah, is it in Asia? Because I don't see them.
We have in Singapore.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I really don't see them too. I haven't seen. I mean, I lived in Thailand. I lived in Indonesia. I lived in Hong Kong, and I've never seen them.
Because the taste of coffee is really like I say like the real coffee bean from Western.
But you're just here and in Singapore at the moment, right?
Yeah, we have.
Those are the only 2 Asian countries. Are you in Australia?
We have like already in 30, I think 30 country already.
Okay. So the brand wasn't very well known here, I guess. Like Starbucks, people knew Starbucks, right? So how did you guys build the brand awareness?
Actually, we have since we start the business. But what we are doing the brand awareness is hearing from the audience, hearing from the Cambodian people, what they are going to drink during their breakfast, their lunch, their tea time. And we are not just only proud that we have a good product to show you all, but we educate the customer what's product, why it is good, and how we could get the benefit of drinking a real cup of coffee.
Okay.
This is what we are doing.
So I think Costa tends to be a little bit more on the sweeter side, right?
Not really.
No? Well, to me.
Because many customers say our coffee is strong than the other.
Strong. Okay. Yeah. I think, but you have some of these drinks also that are sweet drinks.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay. So what is besides coffee? What is Costa is a social place as well. When I go in there, you have like the one in BKK. You have 2 floors.
Yeah.
There's people like in Browns hanging around, having a coffee chat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's become a social place as well.
Yeah.
Place for meetings. Correct.
Mm-hmm. If you notice, for the other coffee shop, maybe the many customers are there, but sometimes they don't drink coffee. They just drink frap.
Yeah. Yeah, then people come to hang out, right?
Yes,
so you got to make it comfortable for people.
Yes, that the challenge is of a real coffee provider.
You become like a living room. People like, let's meet at. I have had many meetings at Costa. Let's just meet at Costa. Let's meet at Costa. So
yeah,
is it important for these cafes to create a homey feeling for people to come?
Sure.
And just to hang out. Brown is definitely a hangout place for younger Khmers.
Yeah. This is why we are trying to propose our own proposition of the business, like the other coffee chains. They really focus on the youth and also the youngster. And what we are doing currently is we really focus on the elders and also the young professional. So we are know clearly what we are.
And how important is food in these places? I mean, for sure, I see people eating breakfast. There's breakfast menus, there's lunch menus, pasta menus. Food seems to be becoming much more important.
Sure.
How important is food?
Actually, Food is a combination of the coffee, but not many the real coffee drinker are really want food. So what we are doing not only just to rest the business, but we also try to get people a new experience of how the combination between food and drink. So our barista, especially the TL who's standing and talking to customer, they know well how to introduce in case that you order espresso. So what is the pastry that they should recommend to you? And I think
As a percentage of sales, I guess is a good question for me. How much is drinks and how much is food?
I could share you in quantity in case that we sell like 10 cup of coffee, we could sell like 4 foods. So it's about 40% in quantity.
40% is food, 60% is drinks.
Uh,
Or is it 4 divided
we
by
call it
14?
food capture. So like in case we sell 10 drinks, 10 cups.
Somebody buys food at the same time. 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 4 divided by 14, which
Yeah.
is 2 sevens, which is...
In food industry, we call it food capture. We simply say it is 40% food capture.
40% food capture.
Because
it's about 30-something percent.
Between 10 people, we
sales.
could recommend 4 to them.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, so it's like a cross sell. We would say you'd be able to when you sell coffee, you try. Cause every time I go in Costa, if I order coffee, they ask me if I want a pastry or a sandwich. If I order a sandwich, they ask me if I want a coffee. So your guys are always trying to sell more, which is good, which it should be. So I mean, and your people are really good. I have to say, they're very friendly.
Thank you.
So what kind of training do people go through?
Actually, they are good already. They just need some trainer to train them. So what we are going to do to them is not just let them think about our business, but we also think about them too. So what we are sharing with them is we guide them. We call it the customer wheel experience. So in case that the customer comes to the store, so what the customer expect from us and what we are going to deliver. So they must or they should be not must they should be consider the store as their own house, and when the guest is come, so what they should do to warm up the guest feeling good in their house, right? But it is just a procedure, but what we are going to do is how to get them connected with the brand. It is the real one.
Yeah, I think the branding is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
When you have names like Starbucks and Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's doing, they're just everywhere, and Starbucks is becoming also the same. It's just very hard to get share of mind, as we call it. So this then goes to my next question. It's really competitive out there, crazy competitive. I mean, with 50 Amazons, and Amazon's playing a game with price, right? So I mean, it's a business show. I could say it. It's a business show. Sorry, I could say it. So Amazon's got. I mean, I had a coffee in Amazon yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. I got a $3 and something. I got a cake and a coffee. No, and a smoothie, which I would normally have to pay $4.50 for one, and they were offering me a 20% discount for the opening on top of that. So the price is just ridiculously low. $2 for coffee, and you go to Costa or Starbucks, or you're looking at $3-4+ dollars, right?
Yes.
So what is this? What is the? Are they trying? What's the response? I mean, are they trying to this strategy of undercutting price?
Mm-hmm. We get the point. Actually, the competitor know how they could proposition it, and in case that they still sell the price like Costa or Starbucks or Origin, they cannot compete with it because of the brand awareness and also the recognition.
You can't say they can't compete because they open up 50 stores. They must be doing something right.
Because
Amazon's 50 stores, right?
I could say because of the price that they try to propose themselves. And what they are doing is they try to bring the premium experience with very affordable price. Yeah.
I noticed. I noticed. It's not a bad deal. The coffee's not. The coffee's pretty good. It's not as. The smoothie cups are like this, so it's. I think the quantity is there on some of the products. So I mean, with 50 stores and having to queue up and take numbers. I mean, I guess they're doing something right there. Is it? I don't see the market will follow.
Actually, based on my experience, I think because they see the gap of the market. Actually, before the Amazon coming, they have only one coffee providers called Coffee Plus that provide that price with that great quality of coffee, right? But what we are seeing during that time is there is only the high class coffee like Origin, like Costa, something that price like $3 up, and then we see the coffee peddler on the road.
That's another thing, yeah.
Yeah, so
these
there is
mobile coffee places.
yeah, so there is a big gap in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, my wife loves this $1.20 coffee or something, iced coffee. So I go get my $4 coffee. She gets her $1.20 coffee,
Yeah.
and she's just as happy as I am. So, and she gets it from the coffee peddler.
Yes, I think that the new fighter just see the gap between the market and they just put.
I wouldn't want to be in your business at all, Sophia. I have to say it's a tough business, coffee. But I think maybe the strategy that you did is right. So you've kept it at a concentrated to the 3 outlets, and they're pretty full all the time, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have it's like a hotel, right? You have a high occupancy, you have a high traffic through the places, and rather than just try to be everywhere, yeah, you've decided to keep it at a.
Yes. The thing that we are thinking is actually we have to see our competitor, but we never let our competitor to run our business by following them. They drop the price, we drop the price. They do something, we do something else.
Well,
No.
to me, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how you run your business, obviously, but to me, what I find interesting about Amazon is the fact that they've come in with this budget coffee, which is attractive. I mean, there's no doubt it's attractive to a good part of the population that can't afford a daily. I mean, let's face it. There's still the average wage in the country is still $2 something, right? So if you're selling coffee at $4.50, double the average national wage, right? So I know Phnom Penh is a lot richer, obviously, than if you're going out to the agricultural provinces, but still, it seems to be a pretty good tactic to come in at a lower price, and I don't see that a Starbucks or a Gloria Jeans or yourselves are going to lower your prices because of that. But I mean, is there any thoughts of a budget coffee cup? As somebody wants a sort of a.
Actually, you're right. Actually, for Costa, during the very intensive competition, we are not standing still and seeing the competitor. We also test for some product already. What we have done is we try to market sizing to make more size, because we think that only the elder and young professional alone maybe it's quite a small percentage of the total population. So currently we are working also with the university students. So it's not like we have only $4 cups of coffee anymore. We have also the $2.5 for
There you go.
coffee.
Sure.
For customer like the student, and we also have programs called Costa Such is student. We call student privilege.
And you have your something
card,
that I use, which I find fantastic, is you have your privilege card, right?
Yeah.
So I have one. So it's 5 years, and you get 10% off, right?
Yeah.
On any of the food chains, they're all in the back, right?
Yeah, not only Costa, but all under EFG.
Yeah. So if you go and you're having a $30 meal with your family for having pizza company, and 10% every time you go to BB Chicken, you go to Costa, you go to Krispy Kreme, and you're sort of traveling amongst the food chains of EFG, and you get 10% off for 5 years. It's a pretty good deal after a while. You save quite a bit of money. So so you also offer this 10% privilege card for the group.
Yeah.
And is that very popular here?
Yeah. Many customers still asking for the privilege card, but our privilege card is very limited.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. You are one of them.
Okay. Come to dinner with me, you get 10% off. But you gotta pay. What's the plans for Costa?
We have plan already. So before saying about the plan, I would like to emphasize why we sell the Costa product with a very high price, but we still have many customers supporting us. The first thing is because the customer really believe in the Costa quality, because actually all of the material mostly are imported from the UK. And one more thing, all of the product, not even the coffee product or drinks, but also food, all have to be all has to be created by the supplier that have the HACCP certified. It's simply like a food safety. In case that the food created not by the owner that has the food safety, we cannot sell in our store.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your plans for Costa?
Our plan for Costa, for the first thing is about the market sizing. Like what I told you, now we are trying to change the mindset of Cambodian, because before they think that Costa is for the elders because of the design, because of something, because of the taste of coffee, right? But I could say it's not. It is about the real coffee drinker. It is about the experience, not only just the design. When you have a good design but you came into the store, you are not feel comfortable at all. So it's not the real experience of customer.
Right.
So the plan is to bring the good experience of customer when they go into Costa, and what we could bring them to come to the store again. And we have a plan for it already. We have shared with our staff already what they are going to do. They are not just selling coffee or making coffee, but they have to know about the experience of.
What about selling Krispy Kreme donuts in Costa? Not possible, right?
We have a plan.
Okay.
I could say we have a plan.
Yeah.
You are going to see it soon.
How's Krispy Kreme doing?
Because
it's really sweet. It's really sweet, and most of the Khmer's that I know say it's wow, this thing is sweet. They have to get used to the taste.
For the Krispy Kreme business, we could say they have their own original taste. Actually, maybe sweet or not sweet, it depends on the experience of the customer and how they could educate their customer to get the taste. But I could see that in case that Krispy Kreme, not in case, but they are doing right now. They are doing to make the brand awareness, and they could match the product and the customer, so it will work well.
And they sell coffee too.
Yeah.
It's a competitor.
Not really, because we have different proposition on our brand.
Okay. Is there anything more you want to tell us about Costa before we go off? Sign off. tell people why they should come to Costa and stop going to Starbucks or Gloria Jean or Coffee Bean and come to Costa. Why should they come to Costa?
Actually, what I have told my subordinate is we have to do the business with respecting our competitor. We are not saying that our competitor is worse than us. We are not saying that we are better than, but we are staying strong with our unique and what make you believe in.
You're nice guys.
No, because I don't think even those competitor is up. There's still the new competitors coming. So what we are doing is to keep ours strong and believe that we could always do something better.
Okay. Well, if again every time I turn around, I mean I think I saw 3 of them today. Some restaurant closes down, some coffee shop opens up. So it seems like there's going to be unlimited competition here for coffee shops. But I wish you well, and again, tough business. Keep doing what you're doing. Your outlets are quite full. When I come in there, I still come in every day for my daughter's egg McMuffins, not egg McMuffin, egg sandwich, egg muffin sandwich, and keep up the good work. And thanks for coming on, Sophia.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot
for having me.